Now, welcome back to River Talk. You know, one thing I like almost as much as eating is talking about eating. And that's good conversation.
I like to talk about drinking. Coffee Queen.
Oh, you're getting some
I gotta
coffee,
have
are
my
you?
coffee. We got an interview. Come, my throat's starting.
You need anything, Leslie? You're good? Got some water there?
I'll have some water. I'm
All right.
There
Oh,
you go.
wow.
Yes.
Good for, thank you, dear.
I'm doing something
This
wrong.
is
I've been here
service.
for a while, and I don't get that.
Well,
I
you got to
never
be a
get that.
co-host. You're the host.
I'm going to have to run over to Shine Cafe to get me some good service
Oh.
like that.
There you go.
Huh?
And we serve good coffee, organic Colombian, roasted at Rivertown Roasters. So,
Wow.
and sometimes it's so fresh they say wait 3 days before you open the bag. So, yeah. And we grind it per pot. You know, as we grind it
Oh,
in
that's
our
cool.
store. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
per pot.
Yes.
That's neat. That's fresh.
Yeah, we only put a little
Fresher
bit of
water.
that coffee in the grinder at a time, so it stays real fresh.
Well, she just jumped right off and took off on us.
I can look at her till it's all natural. She's natural, and she has all natural stuff. I mean, I can just kind of tell. I mean,
Leslie Wilson from Shine Cafe,
Yeah.
everybody here on River Talk.
glad to have
There
you.
we go.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah, good deal. Well, I want to know about the name. Where did that
Oh,
come
my
from?
goodness.
Shine Cafe.
Here goes
There's
my
got
15 minutes. Okay. When my youngest son was in music class at Conway High School, he came home and said, "Mama, there is a cute girl in my class, and her name is Shekinah." And I said, "That doesn't sound local. Where's she from?" He said, "Oh, she's from Aner, and she rides horses like I do." And I said, "Okay." He said, "But her parents call her Shine." I was like, "Oh, I love that. I can see, oh, my little sunshine, you know." And then I was in church a couple weeks later, and the preacher was doing a sermon about a word that's in the Torah but not in the Bible. And he said it has many meanings, like many Hebrew words do, but the word is Shekinah, and the meaning we're talking about today is the light that shone from Moses' face.
Okay.
And just that word just made me really focus in on what he was saying. Okay, this is why they named this little girl Shekinah. So I went home and I Googled that word, and the first definition that came up was the female embodiment of the Holy Spirit. And I
Oh.
love that. So I called my daughter and daughter-in-law. We were all working on opening this business together. They're both yoga instructors, and we have a yoga room upstairs. So I said, "Girls, we got a name." And it's Shekinah. And they both kind of like, we don't like it. And I said, "Why not?" And they said, "Well, it rhymes with..."
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
All right.
and a female body part. And I was
Yeah,
like, even better.
I figured it out
I was
before
like,
you even
I
went
said,
there.
that's going to make it even more memorable.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I said,
I
I
had
can
to
write a
ask.
limerick. You know, there once was a girl from Shekinah. But, and I've written it, and I'll tell you later.
That's
Okay.
cool,
But,
though. That is
anyhow,
neat.
so
It's Limerick Day on River Talk.
That's right.
So anyhow, I said, how about Shekinah Shine? It'll be Shekinah Studios for the yoga and Shine Cafe. So our business is actually Shekinah Shine LLC. And what we really want to represent is female creativity.
Okay.
We have a lot of artists, and they're not all female, but we have a lot of local artists for sale on our walls and jewelry and then our food is my creative aspect, and we want to make it as close to the Mother Earth as possible, growing our food. And I try to keep all my recipes 5 ingredients or less, so it's simple and you're able to figure it out. You know what you're eating, and
Okay.
if somebody says, "How do you make this?" I'm happy to tell them how to make it themselves. And I have had people say, "You don't tell people your recipes." It's like, well, people are coming here because they don't want to cook. But I'd like them to be able to make that squash casserole for their family for Thanksgiving when we're closed, you know.
Right,
So
sure,
and I'm
sure.
happy to do that.
That's
So-
right. That's wild. I just brought a jug of Shekinah from West Virginia
Oh,
last week.
did you? Yeah.
Shine.
Shine. Yes.
Yeah.
One of those.
Have you got
fucking
any
jugs.
recipes for that?
I do not.
I do. Yeah.
I've got to the point in my life where I mean, I used to enjoy a little alcohol buzz, but now I get a straight headache when I'm drinking it. And
Is that right?
Oh, it's too bad. I don't even get the buzz anymore. It's like, well, what fun is this anymore? So
Well,
I guess my body's telling me I shouldn't.
I
drink.
don't really drink a lot of it. I got it.
For medicinal purposes.
Right,
And
it's
Here we are in
medicinal.
cold and flu
Right.
season.
It's good for the throat.
Yeah, a little
It
honey, a
sure
little
is,
peppermint.
That's right.
A little sleep inducer. Yeah.
That's right. And,
I do like a little mojito every once in a while, but that's that fresh lime juice and fresh mint, you know, and just one. Yeah.
All right.
And I don't
I
get a
can
buzz.
tell you're
but I
from the
don't-
hippie era, aren't you?
Yes.
I like you.
I think
just-
she's
You're
still
all-
in the era.
Yeah,
I
she's
think I'm
still
still
there. I
in.
like
I
that.
have the hippie heart.
Yeah, you do.
I'm-
That's
it's-
cool,
it's-
though. I like
It's
that.
all about the love.
It
you know?
is.
So
Wow.
Well, when Shine Cafe open?
it opened officially January 2019. We did have some catering that we did in 2018 that
Right.
I included, but our official grand opening was the first week in January 2nd, 2019 So yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, you had one good year at it, and then
I
It was
did.
a crazy time for all of us,
Hey,
especially in the
listen,
restaurant business.
I had a 2-month vacation. I'm just going to be thankful for that. I will make the best out of any situation. I know that I'd like to make plans. I like to be 2 weeks ahead of my plans.
Sure.
But if you want to make God laugh, make plans, right? So everything is really His
absolutely,
plans.
yeah.
They are God's plans or her plans, and I want to make the best out of any situation. So that gave us time to do super duper cleaning. Do revamp our menu and rest, because I taught middle school and public school in Charleston, life sciences, and I raised 3 kids as a stay-at-home mom using cloth diapers and
Wow. Cloth diapers.
cloth
That's
diapers
brave.
and hanging all my laundry out on the line. This is still the hardest job I've ever had.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
the Hebrew word for that, but it ain't shine.
That's all right.
No.
You need shine
Yeah.
for
Oh,
that.
my goodness gracious.
Well, I mean, that's the way it was when I was growing up, and I was a babysitter. It was cloth diapers and pins, and
Yeah,
sure.
and
Right.
then
Oh, I remember.
so I was going to try to be the best environmental steward with my children too. So,
Okay.
but that one camping trip we took with those cloth diapers made me decide we will use disposables. You carry around those
yeah.
dirty cloth diapers for 3 days on a hike. And it's,
No, you
yeah.
can't do it.
No.
Yeah, can't do it on the hike.
Yeah.
Well, the recipes are they handed down? I mean, you like to share your recipes?
Well,
Were they handed down to you?
I learned to cook from my mom and my grandma,
Okay.
and then I create a lot of my own recipes just because I like to eat and I tailor them to my own taste buds. But I am the queen of special order when I go out to dinner, to many chef's annoyances, I'm sure. And so I try to be that when people come in. If you don't like, look at my menu and you don't see anything you like, tell mama. And I'll try to make it
Try to
for
fix
you.
it up?
I was
Yeah.
my
Oh.
kids' short order chef.
My wife has a touch of that in her when we go out to eat. I'm like, going, yeah, I have the steak, well done, and sweet potato fries.
Yeah.
And then it's like 10 minutes later, she's still telling them how to do what she wants to do.
Well, we would go out to eat every Sunday after church, but that was usually like at a buffet somewhere. It was always the Mexican restaurant or the Chinese restaurant or Wayne's, which is now closed, a country buffet. And we went out so infrequently because I like to cook, and when you have kids, you got to get a babysitter and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I wanted what I wanted when I went out to eat. And so if I saw, the sheet menu and it didn't have those blackened scallops and garlic mashed potatoes and wilted spinach that I want, I would say, hey, do you think the chef can make me this? And sometimes they would say, well, yeah, they have that. And they
Okay.
would. And sometimes they'd say, no, choose something else. So I was always happiest when they said yes. And I tried to make my customers happy. If they come in, they don't like what they have, then I'll make them something else.
Well,
or send it home with them.
We're talking about your fresh ingredients. I mean, talking about Tyler's out here, produce, and so everything's really fresh.
And we get our beef
Right.
from Blenheim, South Carolina.
Oh,
and
yeah?
Okay.
It's red whole cattle.
They throw in
and
a little case of ginger ale from time to
Yeah,
time?
I sell
they
hot
feed
Blenheim
it to
ginger ale
to
too.
the heifers.
I picked up 50 pounds of hamburger and a bunch of steaks last night.
Okay.
And
Wow.
it's a beautiful farm, and it's grass-fed, grass-finished. So that beef is better for you with omega-3 content than a farm-raised salmon.
Sure.
So
Wow.
so you can have your fear-free beef. As far as
I've
you know.
never
no,
never
I'm
seen
not-
a piece of beef
no.
I'm afraid
Scared
of.
you? Yeah,
I'm not
except
afraid
the
of
one with
nothing.
the-
It never
and
scared me.
Polled
No.
means they don't have horns. So and they're so cute. They're kind of small. They're smaller than regular or beef cattle, they're more heat tolerant. So I mean, and the people are wonderful. They will deliver if I don't pick it
Right.
up. Yeah. So, but right now, they told me I have the last batch of the year, because during COVID, a lot of people bought their own steers or they were afraid there was going to be, remember in the beginning there was this beef shortage?
Mm-hmm. I do
Yeah.
remember.
And now everyone's going
I was
to.
predicting that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was loading up.
Were you? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's bringing they go to a small processor in Williamsburg County,
Okay.
in Kingstree, and the processor is jam-packed because everybody's bringing their cows in
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So they said if there's a cancellation, they'll have some more, but otherwise they're not going to have a space to go to the processor.
We're
until-
rediscovering a lot of things like that, though. I mean, that was nothing out of the norm that we would have. We went in half with another family for like beef. Mm-hmm. I mean, we just had a deal that we were both going. They were going to get a side, and we were going to get a side.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did that before I started. I bought a half a cow, but the small operation that we don't have a walk-in cooler. We have two chest freezers and one stand-up freezer, and I don't get any deliveries from the big delivery, U.S. Foods or Cisco or. I shop every day for myself. I pick out all my groceries. I smell those bags of potatoes to make sure they smell right, and I started out getting some deliveries, and I wasn't always pleased, and sometimes the containers are too big, and so some of the stuff would go bad before I could use it. And I said, I'm just used to mama shopping. I used to shop with,
Sure.
for my family. I would have 2 full carts full of food, and I would go once every 2 weeks. And now I go every day, or 5 days a week, pretty much.
That's
And so,
impressive, isn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Now, where are you from, Leslie?
Originally, I was
Originally.
born in the state of São Paulo, Brazil, in the town of Pompeia.
Wow.
It's a tiny little farming community, and my grandfather was the big farmer there, and he grew coffee and sugar cane and cows. Oh, I forgot what they call Jair, I think they're called, and they have a big hump on their back. And my dad fills me in. I was only 7 months old when they left, but my parents lived there for 7 years. After they were married, they went to visit my grandfather, my father's father, and they ended up staying for 7 years. And my older brother was born there, and they already had my sister. She was a baby when they went there. And then they came back and moved back to New York State, where my mom's family lived. And then eventually my dad got transferred to High Point, North Carolina. He worked for A&P, and I grew up from 6 to 18 there. at High Point.
Okay.
So
A&P. There's another
A&P.
great
She
story
doesn't
we
even get
could
to
talk
meat from
about.
A&P.
Yeah.
She kills her own cows.
Oh, I don't kill them. I don't even want to look them in the eye. you
Yeah.
know,
She
so-
buys half cows and takes them and gets
Well,
them taken
before
care
we
of.
let you get out of here, where are you located? Here in Conway?
707 Main Street.
Just down the street.
Right,
Yeah.
it's right next to the library/museum, and it used to be the Magnolia Bridal Shop.
Okay.
And it's an old house that was built in 1927 by the Chestnut family, and I actually bought it from the grandson of the people that bought it, Kenny Chestnut. He was very kind. He said that when he was a boy, his dad was in the Air Force, and he was stationed at Myrtle Beach Air Force Base. And when his dad would get sent overseas, Mama and the 5 kids would move in with Grandma and Grandpa. And so Grandpa fixed the garage up in the back to be like a little rental house for Mama, and 4 of the kids stayed there, but he was the oldest. He got to stay with Grandma because he was her favorite.
Ah.
So I was like,
good to
I
be
was
the
my
favorite.
grandparents' favorite too.
We've
to
got
be
to
the
go
favorite.
get shined.
Yeah, you do.
We've got to get
Absolutely.
shined.
Yeah.
We have to.
But when I made the menu, I wanted every choice to be a positive affirmation.
Okay.
A salad is the abundant harvest. I want the abundant harvest.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I even wanted the name to be a positive affirmation. Where are you going? I'm going to shine.
Yeah.
So that's a good
Right.
Right.
positive
Great. I like that.
affirmation. I want people to feel good, so when they talk about it.
An
So-
abundant harvest.
An abundant harvest. It's a mixture of spinach, arugula, and romaine, and it has roasted potatoes, crumbled bacon, roasted beets, chopped boiled egg, and sweet onion vinaigrette with a little fresh
I'm not a
sprout.
salad man, and that sounds good.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It is good. It's
I'm
back on
sold.
the menu too. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, everything is fresh.
How
I
about a
just-
chicken dish? You do any chicken
Yeah.
dish?
I have Thursday's chicken pot pie, and that's fresh. I make it with a buttermilk crust, and we have delicious chicken salad, and with craisins and celery, and Duke's mayonnaise is being used there, just like I always do.
There
And we
you go.
have
I
a
mean,
delicious
I'd expect
fried
nothing
chicken
less.
sandwich. I really didn't want to have a fryer in there, but we decided to do little chicken tenders for kids, and then they were so delicious. We do a fried chicken breast, and we cut our own breasts, and season them, and then soak them in buttermilk, and then roll them twice in flour, and then fry them quickly. And even the chicken breasts are seasoned. Everything is seasoned, steamed before it's. I don't boil chicken and make a chicken salad. I steam it in its own juices, seasoned, and then
Oh, sweet.
everything is
That tastes-
seasoned
you can
before
taste
it
the
goes.
difference
The
then, tremendously.
mushrooms are cooked in sherry and Himalayan salt before they go in an omelet. Nothing is just thrown together. Everything, there's a lot of thought into everything that goes in.
I love it.
So
All right, Leslie Wilson.
got it.
We
Thank
gotta
you.
go.
Thank
Shine
you so
Cafe, we
much.
appreciate you coming to
Thank
see
you for
us.
having me. I
Good
appreciate
stuff.
it. It's good to see you
Yeah.
again. Yeah,
All right, you
nice
come
to
on
meet
back.
you.
My
We got a
pleasure.
little bit more after this.